You're listening to the Waypoint TV Podcast Network, brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors.
At Midway USA, we know the AR-15 is one of the most popular rifles in modern American history. Known for its modularity and widespread use, it's often considered essential to any gun collection. The essential things you need to run an AR-15 are usually always in stock during shortages, things like magazines and 5.56 ammo. Whether you're looking to buy a new AR-15 or buy parts for your modern sporting rifle, log on and for just about everything for the outdoors, shop MidwayUSA.com.
Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. One of the perks about having 4 kids that you know about is actually getting a direct line to the big man up north. And this year, he wants you to know the best gift that you can give someone is the gift of Mint Mobile's unlimited wireless for $15 a month. Now, you don't even need to wrap it. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes on unlimited. See mintmobile.com for details.
What's your favorite hunting tradition? Is it going out on the family land? Maybe the woods where you used to build forts when you were a kid, You just get outdoors. And do you go out with your buddies? Maybe that first time hunting with your grandfather. Those are the memories that last a lifetime. Well, hunting season is finally here, and Academy Sports and Outdoor Stores has everything to gear up for the field for less. And when you go to Academy, you get to shop a wide selection of ammo, shotguns, rifles, feeders, game cameras, camo, deer corn, and more from the brands that you trust. To me, nothing sounds better than all that. I got you guys a good deal. If you text HUNT24 to 22369, you can take $20 off when you spend $100 when you shop hunting supplies at academy.com. Maybe you need a hunting license. Pick it up while you're at the store shopping. Or better yet, get started now at academy.com.
Outdoor Drive Podcast. We are at episode 273. 73 is my favorite number, Steve?
No.
Yeah, it was my football number, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Not that it means anything anymore. It died with me in high school, but...
Are you a big number guy? Like, is that your number? Like, do you roll with it?
That was my number, bro. That was my number from day one. Like, I started off with that number. That was the first number I ever had. It's my cousin's number who actually passed away, and I just kept that number all the way through. And then when I bet, like, that's my number, 73. That's my go-to number. So.
Yeah, I was just having this conversation the other day, and like some people could care less. Like they wore like many different numbers through sports, and they're like, yeah, whatever, it's just a number. But like I was number 10. Like that's my number. Same thing.
I could see you as like that All-American quarterback. I could see you in number 12. You look like a 12.
I'm not a Brady. 10, bro.
10. Does anybody? Is that even like a?
On a tangent about football numbers right off the rip here, but I actually, as a child, I wore number 44.
Oh, that's not a quarterback number.
No, I had a switch in high school, but in 8th grade, I wore 44 as quarterback. I was like middle linebacker and quarterback wearing number 44. And then high school, they kind of made me a pretty boy, and I had to switch to a real quarterback number.
To number 10, huh?
Yep.
What was the reason for 10 though? Like,
I don't know. I like even numbers. I don't really remember. The higher quarterback numbers are kind of corny. And 12 is played out.
Yeah.
So
14 was another one that was super played out. That's why when you said 10, I'm like, 10? Nobody wears 10.
Perfect 10, baby.
Yeah.
That's me.
He must be eating grinders or something. I don't know. Something a little weird, but anyways, so
but the washed up old athletes here
just wishing and hoping for the best.
I used to play ball back in my day.
We're gonna be the same thing. We're gonna be old and washed up outdoorsmen too, and we're gonna be saying, and back in our day. Oh, actually, we still do that.
Well, I remember when we didn't have trail cameras. Yeah, trail timers.
Yeah, well, we say that all the time too. It's the same shit every single time, man. Yeah, well, it is what it is. So has the week been good to you? I mean, dude, it's been kind of crazy, like weather-wise, man. Like it's a tough time. I know over the weekend for you, you were out grinding, putting up trail cameras, moving some things, trying to get some intel. But have you really hunted much, or has it been kind of just?
Oh, I've been waiting for muzzleloader to open.
I know.
But yeah, I pulled a couple reveals off of one piece of public. They were kind of useless, anyways. I pulled them right out of there, and I freshened up some batteries on like we'll call it like my number one spot. Freshened up 2 cameras there, and added a 3rd camera, and boom, my target buck hits the new camera. Never touched the 2 old ones that have been there, but he hit the new camera. So I kind of like surprise attack, slipped the camera in the back door and got him. So that's good.
Yeah. No,
Confirmed he's still alive and well and looking just as big as ever.
it's at least he made it this far, right? He's only got a little bit of time, unless Stevie, slips in there and slips one behind the old shoulder. But I have one target buck that showed up, my number one target buck, and he showed up with 1 antler. I knew he was going to show up late season. You wait for him to show up late season, and then he shows up with 1 antler. That was a little discouraging and upset. I did start beaver trapping, which was kind of fun. Not that it was crazy. I got a couple of beavers, whatever. Dude, the first day that I went down there, so I went there to go set the traps, and there was some beavers up on the hut on the feed bank, and I was setting some traps with some guys newer into the sport. They just wanted to kind of see what was going on. So they were up on the dam, and we were doing some dam sets, and I was down a little bit lower, just putting in a pass over, and one of the guys like, don't move. I'm like, why? He's like, he's right here. And I'm like, what? And I can just see his head over the top of the dam, and he's swimming right near, and he's almost went in the dam set. Then he goes over and he hits the other dam set, and I'm like, boom, and he was on. It was crazy. It was like right there. You watch it all happen. We had to we wait for him to drown the whole 9 yards. It was cool. It was definitely cool, and I checked it. But we've had so much rain, dude. The past like 2 days is like 3-4 inches of rain. I went and checked the traps in the middle of the night last night. It was like 7 or 8 o'clock at night, and there was too much water, just too much stuff. I snapped all the traps, threw them in the water. I'm gonna go back on Sunday, and set everything up, let everything die down, but. I think I'm just going to get some mittens made or some earmuffs or something. I don't know, something cool. That's about it. I don't think I'm going to sell my stuff. So, yeah. It's just nice to get out there.
It's funny. I have this season has gotten out of control so quickly on us in podcast land. I have a whole nother buck that I didn't even talk about on the podcast.
I know.
There's no story where I'll like. Spoiler alert, I didn't kill it out of my uncle's blind, so it's not that cool.
Oh, so it's not even...
Not disappoint anybody.
I think you know what it is, Steve, is I think that we probably should just have a postseason, like, get-together with everybody, because there was, like, so much stuff that has happened throughout the season, and it happened, like, super quick. It was, like, bang, 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 like, within a couple of days span, and we just haven't had time to catch up on it and, like, really shout it out. And we got some really cool things coming here in the next week, so something worth talking about. So next week's episode might be a little hectic, but we'll see what happens.
It might be Western.
A little Western. Do you have any Killer's Corner, speaking of Western and guys getting it down, or what?
I do.
I'm ready to drink some of this Kill Bottle whiskey is really what I'm thinking about.
Yeah, you better get in some work. All right, we got. I don't have much. Actually, no kills. Happy birthday, Buddy the Elf. I always knew he was a December baby.
Yeah, when was his actual birthday?
And then I got 2 cool things to keep an eye out for. So I talked to Brian the other day from Williams Woods and Water.
Yeah.
New Year's Eve, he's doing a drawing.
This is
cool. Everybody that has a deposit in for 2025 bear hunt, he's drawn names. If your name gets drawn, you get a free bear hunt in 2026.
I might just
So
send him a deposit just for a
you might
chance.
have to, right? So I think there's like 35 people in the pot right now, so 1 in 35 odds. But like if you think about it, you got me in there, Dad, teammate Seth, Chris Bittman, Maddie. So like we're like we have like 1 in 6 odds that somebody from our crew might
Oh
free bear on.
man.
So, but anyways, if you want to, I think he's going to do it live on Facebook. So if you're not already following Williams, Woods, and Waters on Facebook, get over there and follow them.
That's pretty dang cool.
It is cool. And then this is really cool too, dude. I didn't even tell you about this. Our buddy Nakai from Res Life Outdoors
Yeah.
is actually hosting an event at the Mashantucket Pequot Tribal Museum. It's Saturday, January 25th at 1 p.m.
Yeah.
So it's a processing wild game demonstration. But just to like run through it real quick, I'll just read you the thing real quick. This experience will guide participants through the traditional methods of processing deer, an essential skill passed down through generations of indigenous people, learning techniques of skinning, butchering, and preserving meat, while gaining insights in the cultural significance and sustainability practices of deer processing. So it's a processing class, but more traditional native style. I'm going to go try to check it out. I'm on call that weekend.
What's the date on that?
It's Saturday, January 25th at 1 o'clock.
Oh.
And that's at...
Maybe we bring a squad, dude.
Yeah. What's that?
Maybe we bring a squad. Like, we get everyone to go down there and do it.
Yeah, that's why I told him, I caught wind of it. He didn't tell me about it. I caught wind of it on my own, but I'm like, let me throw it out on the podcast. Like, I'm sure there's going to be some people that are interested. And, like I said, I'm definitely going to try to go and support that. But,
yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's super cool.
That's at the museum on the res. I don't know. If I get more information, I'll get it. I don't know if you have to pay admission into the museum or what.
Whatever.
It's not on the flyer, but if anybody's interested, reach out to me, or you can go on the museum's website and the events on there. So maybe I'll share that on the
Facebook.
Facebook.
Let's share that in the Facebook group and kind of push some light to that. I think we'll both be there. That would be kind of cool. I'll definitely take a ride down there and check that out, and definitely check out that kind of stuff. So we have a super special podcast for you boys. We sit down with the man, Trent Ellis. You guys, some of you guys are probably here for that, so we won't hold you guys up. Let's get through to this. Let's just do the house cleaning. Guys, make sure to check out our sponsors. The holidays are right around the corner. A ton of them are doing a ton of sales. So make sure to go and check those guys out. Bowtech, Refuse to Fall. If you guys haven't shot a Bowtech yet, make sure to go and shoot a Bowtech, especially with the new ones. I didn't even tell you, Stevie, but they had them at Kittery Trading Post.
You told me. You sent me a picture.
Oh, I did. All right, never mind.
That was my Christmas present you got me.
Oh, well, so anyway, I got to put my hands on them.
You kind of look like Santa
They
Claus.
were both nice, I'll tell you what. I mean, they're definitely some nice bows. So make sure to go check them out, guys. Go and shoot them. Get yourself on the list, and make sure you use the promo code Outdoor Drive. And any shop that you go to, you can get a free Bowtech case. huntworthgear.com. They're actually running a 25% sale off for just a little bit longer, so make sure to get on over there. It's off the entire store. There were some flash sales that have been kind of popping up, so if you guys aren't following them on social media, make sure to do it. huntworthgear.com. latitudeoutdoors.com. They also are still running some sales and some promos, so make sure to go and check those guys out. Use the promo code Outdoor Drive to save yourself some of that. Now's the time. If you guys are thinking about mobile hunting, dude, now's the time to pick up the stuff and get into gear, because I'm telling you right now, it's worth it. It's worth every penny. Working Class Bow Hunter, WCB. If you guys aren't listening to them, you guys are missing out. Kurt and the boys are great to us. They've always been some really good friends with us, and we have the promo code Outdoor Drive on that. Get all the merch over there. They actually have a new hoodie that just dropped, so if you guys haven't seen it, get on over to workingclassbowhunter.com and use the promo code Outdoor Drive. And Fourth Arrow Camera Arms, fourtharrowcameraarms.com. For the tripods, thinking about turkey season now, guys. It's right around the corner. What's that?
Still deer season.
Oh, no, I'm thinking about turkey season, dude. I've already got the calls out. I've been calling every day in the car. I'm thinking that. I'm buying things, buying guns, and I'm ready for turkey season. And then I really am. So make sure to look out their tripods for the upcoming turkey season. And then last but not least, dude, is Sadie's Fatties. If you guys haven't gone over their website and designed your shells yet, make sure to go and do so, because if not, when I get on the list, I'm gonna buy every box they got. 'Cause I'm probably gonna.
What do you mean design your shells?
Well, just go in there and get them. You know what I'm saying? Just tell them.
I thought it was doing like custom shells.
No. Go on there and order your shells is what I meant.
Look, you got to put little messages on the side, like take that, turkey.
Yeah.
Bust your beak, son.
No, he gets so busy he don't have time to put none of that stuff on there. But
I tried to get him when I went to Canada for my bird. I tried to get him to write, because you write Sharpies on the side of the shell. I was trying to get him to write courtesy of the United States or courtesy of the USA. And I think he forgot, because when I got him, I was sadly disappointed they didn't have a message on the side.
Yeah, good old Aaron Satterfield. So now he's got a website, so you guys can go and check him out there and order there for the upcoming turkey season, because that's the only thing that's on my mind right now, to be honest with you. I am ready.
Dude, so many deer are going to die.
Well, I understand that, but I can still think about turkey. I still can think about
plenty of time to think about turkey.
We still got like a month and a half.
We still have deer season. We still have muzzleloader season. We have shed season. We have ice fishing season.
I know.
But then it's turkey season.
I know, but I like to think about turkey season, man. It's all right. I mean, April 24th is right around the corner. That's opening day. It's on its Thursday.
It's not. It's on a Wednesday every year.
No. I thought it was. It says.
I
thought it was. Anyways, it doesn't really matter, but
I'm gonna make a bet. I bet you it's going to be on the 23rd on a Wednesday.
No, I think it's the 24th. Well, do you know how I know this? I know
you're wrong.
Well,
you're wrong. It always opens on a Wednesday.
Okay.
So how about this? You're right. You should wait until the 24th to turkey hunt. That's a great idea. But you should come with me on the 23rd and film.
Okay.
Your opening day is not until Thursday the 24th. Great idea. Yep. Done.
Connecticut.
You're going to be sadly mistaken.
Turkey hunting season 2000. You know what it was? It was probably opened that.
It's always a Wednesday.
I know. Oh, it's April 30th this year.
Oh, it's stupidly. It's a Wednesday, though, right?
It's a Wednesday. It's April 30th.
So what is it based on? Is it the last Wednesday of April?
I guess.
Must be. Damn, everything's late this year. Deer season opened late.
Wow. April 30th. I was like that before, too. I don't know. That's crazy. Well, I think that we'll probably have Trent come and hunt with us on open day then that late. Jesus. We get it till May 31st too.
The good thing about that is though, those birds are gonna be breeding hard by then.
Yeah, when we have it till the 31st, but hey,
I'm saying those birds are gonna be they're always fired up. The second, third week of April, and then we're hunting them the following week. Mm-hmm. There's going to be they're going to be breeding for 3 solid weeks before they can even get hunted, which is kind of good for population.
Youth's going to be fire.
Yeah. Wow, the 30th. It was still a Wednesday though.
All right, let's stop with this nonsense. We can talk about this in the truck ride to this next hunt this coming up week, but we got to get these guys. We got to get Trent Ellis on because I am ready for this one.
Okay. I have a feeling the nonsense doesn't stop here, but we can carry on.
Yeah, but we got to get him on.
All right, get him out of the green room.
All right, let's go.
The Outdoor Drive Podcast.
You scared?
No, I ain't scared. That's some Connecticut non-Southern stuff right there. We're always the last to have I'm serious. I've been doing this for a year,
And I just figured you'd go live one platform at a time, but y'all are like, nah, we've been doing this for like 15 years. Like,
Yeah.
everything. That's crazy.
Well, boys, we're back on the Outdoor Drive podcast with the best friend of Cuz Strickland. And even this one time, he actually hydro dipped his house in mossy oak. Trent Ellis, how are you, buddy?
Hey, doing great, man. Doing great. I appreciate y'all having me on.
We appreciate you jumping on. It's just 3 straight guys just sitting here hanging out. No, I'm stealing your jokes. No, sorry.
That's a recent one. That's today. That video dropped today, brother. I appreciate it. You're getting a check.
Yeah,
right.
we just love it, man. We always following along and seeing what you got going on. We it's really cool. It's actually a breath of fresh air sometimes to see some of the jokes. I know that they're a little bit against us here in the north, but it's okay. We still love you, Trent.
Hey, it's against everybody. Okay,
Yeah.
It's against my own people. It's against y'all. It's just a way for us to all look and relate and laugh.
Yeah.
The best thing is, like, there's even being jokes, there's got to be a little truth behind it to make it funny, right?
That's
Like,
all a joke is.
yeah.
Every joke, no matter what the joke is, has some element of truth in it, or it wouldn't be funny.
Exactly. And the best is, like, if you're under that umbrella, like, oh, he's making fun of guys from the north, and I'm still laughing at it. That's what makes it funny. Like, he's talking about me, and he's right. Goddamn.
Well, that's what I try to do every time I make a video. Is like it's either one of two things. It's a completely brand new concept of everything that's just absolutely crazy that it's hilarious, or it's so relatable that you say that you like, man, he's talking about me, or he's talking about my brother, or he's talking about my cousin or my friend, or again, I got to send it to him. This is what you do. That's what I shoot for, man. I just want people to be able to watch it and relate to it, and just be able to laugh at themselves, because a lot of this stuff that I put out is against me. A lot of it. Like, I've had so many videos, dude, that I've come home from a bad hunting experience, whether I've missed a deer or I set up on the wrong wind, and then I got blown out, and I'm sitting there getting pissed off, and I'm like, oh, this sucks, man. I can't believe I set up. And I'm like, oh, I can make a video about this. So it's kind of like an outlet too in that situation, kind of keeps me a little healthy.
Trent doesn't need
but,
counseling. He just makes a joke about it, and then it's all good and over with. He doesn't need hunting counseling by any means.
That's right. But I would, I have done a couple of hunting counseling videos, and I will say I think that is a need in the community, and it could be we could be raising awareness for that. So yeah.
Should we start like an online like hunting counseling? We can talk it all over online.
Oh yeah. And it's just going to be a lot of guys like us just sitting around looking at somebody else going, dude, get over it. You're hunting. You suck. Just realize you suck first. Okay. And you're probably not going to get any better.
I think, it's funny that you bring that up because, and I've said this before, is like hunting is one of those sports that's against yourself, right? There's no QB in here or captain of the football team to tell you that you suck to make you better. You just cold-heartedly go out there and think you're the best, and there's no checks and balances to it, right? So like you just like go out there and you're like, wow, I'm the best at what I do, and there's no captain to be like, dude, you suck, run 3 laps. Like there is none of that. You know what I'm saying?
You mean to tell me there's no Brett Favre?
Yeah.
But dude, that's it. Like, that's the best thing I've ever heard. Like, why? Because I've sat there and wondered, why are we so competitive when it comes to hunting? Like, hunting, whether you're deer hunting or turkey hunting or duck hunting or whatever, I mean, it has and it will continue to ruin relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Like friendships, lifelong friendships.
Mm-hmm.
It's ruined relationships for me. Like, I've lost complete respect for people that I've been like, if I wouldn't go to jail, I'd drive to his house right now and beat him half to a pulp, because he hunted that spot. I took him to that spot.
Oh yeah.
And it's an unwritten, you know what I'm saying? It's
yeah.
At the end of the day, we're talking about hunting like a pastime hobby. We're taking that serious. But I guess that's what it is, man. You're so competitive with yourself, and it's the pride of being able to have something on the wall behind you like that. Like, yeah, I did this. I got this. It was between me and him, and I won. And you were playing the same game, but you lost, and I beat. Yeah, so it's very competitive with ourselves with that.
There's no ego check.
My favorite is how it's a test of who your true friends are, right? So you have some, say they're acquaintances or buddies, right? You talk to, and you might share trail camera pictures, but you don't tell them where it is or whatever. Then you shoot one, and it's like, well, why don't you call so and so, see if I help you drag it? I don't want them to know where I'm at.
No, I got a good 3-year-old in there. He's gonna be a good 4-year-old next year. I'll just pack him out myself.
Yeah. I don't need any help in this spot.
And there's great friends that you know that you might have best friends that are in every other area of your life except for hunting. And you're like, when it comes to hunting, I'm not taking you turkey hunting. I'm not taking you deer hunting. We're no longer friends from October 1 to January 31st. We'll pick this relationship up during February, and then we'll pause during turkey season, and then we'll have summers together, kind of like vacation homes, you got vacation friends. Yeah. Vacation home friends. Yeah. So.
If you're chasing a 150, you don't send that to your buddy. Because if your buddy knows kind of where you're hunting, he's going to go in there and hunt on it. You know what I'm saying? And like, he's no longer your friend no more. Like,
dude, I'll lie to my mama over 150-inch deer. Like, I mean, that's 150. Like, I'm not telling my grandma if she asks if I've seen anything, because she may tell Shirley at the corner store, and then Shirley's grandson hears about it and he's hunting it. Like, no. I'm making sure everything is covered. All bases are covered. So
even your wife, you don't even tell your wife, because she's going to tell her friend, who's then going to tell her husband that, oh, Trent's been over here hunting down in the holler, and there's a big deer. Look at it. You see this? Yeah. You don't know. Anything can leak at this point.
I will say, God bless me with a smoking hot blonde of a woman, and she's also been well trained in the art of secrecy when it comes to all hunting spots. So when somebody asks her, nonchalantly, whether it be a female or another male, where's Trent? Where'd Trent kill that deer? Where'd Trent kill that bird? Her answer most of the time, unless she's talking to my sister-in-law, is, I ain't got a clue. He just comes home with it. She knows exactly where I am, son. I got location services on this phone. All right, like, she knows where I'm at. I'm sitting there showing her the track job, and like, I found a scrape right here, and I found a rub right here. Like, she knows it, just like I'm breaking it down to her, but she knows, like, hey, when we talk to people, all right, we're Christians, but when it comes to thou shalt not lie, God had an asterisk beside it when it comes to hunting spots. Okay, all right, you can lie when it comes to hunting spots. Like,
it's so true. It's so true, though. You have to train them 100% properly, because you can't be leaking that stuff out. You need someone to know who you are. I don't even tell Steve where I hunt most of the time. We used to have sharing. We used to share Snapchats. But I don't really want him knowing where I'm at. Like, it's not real. I kind of fib to him sometimes. So, like, hey, dude, we ain't really over there, Like, no.
Well, hey, the best thing that I've done is when somebody's commented on one of my deer that I've killed and I posted, there's always at least one person that either comments or DMs me, where'd you kill the buck? And to keep from being a butthole, I send them a pin to Walmart parking lot. Every time. Because I know as soon as they get that pin message, they're like, oh, he really sent me a pin. And then they look, and it's Walmart Supercenter.
That's gotta be a Mississippi thing. That's gotta be a Mississippi thing, because our good buddy Bishop, he does the same exact thing. He begs for pins, and then when somebody asks him for a pin, it'll be like the White House, or he'll send them like all these like crazy.
The White House. I got to do that.
I got Bishop one time, because I know how you Mississippi boys are. I gave him a pin right to the headquarters of the DEP.
Oh, I'm using this stuff, man. I'm using this stuff. Oh man, that's good. That's good stuff.
If you can't laugh and have fun with the good old boys that you hang out with in deer camp or turkey camp or whatever, there's really no point in doing this, right? I mean, like, that's what it's really all about. And I think it's more of a southern thing too, right? I think it kind of bled up here into New England, but I think a lot of it, that whole camaraderie, good old times, like especially when it comes to turkey hunting, like turkey hunting in the South, and we're starting to get to that point, but the turkey hunting in the South is like, that's a heritage. That's a lifestyle. It is a totally different ball game when it comes to turkey hunting. There's no crappy turkey callers down there in Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee. Everybody knows how to use every call to all extents. It's kind of crazy.
We think we do.
Yeah,
I could show you some that would make a mountain lion scream, but yeah. No, it's hunting in general out here. It could be turkey hunting. Yes, turkey hunting. I would say Mississippi is probably considered the mecca of turkey hunting in general. But I mean, hunting down here, it's like I was just in South Dakota, and it's so easy to get permission out there. I mean, you knock on 30 doors, you're going to have 10 yeses or 15 yeses, Every piece of private land in the state of Mississippi, and I'm speaking on Mississippi and not Alabama and Louisiana. I'll tell you, probably the state that has the most killers in it is Louisiana. All right.
Really?
Cajuns. All right. Yeah. Cajuns, man, they don't care. They don't care if it's got spots. Spots on a fawn is just where you aim your bow. I mean, that's all that is. It's a good reference point.
Are they like outlaws, or are they like
dude. They don't know what a season is. They don't know what a bag limit is. They just know I got more bullets and there's more deer. All right. So one of the two is about to run out.
The only season they know is Old Bay.
Oh yeah, but hey, look, let me tell you something. You take a boy from Louisiana and turkey hunt, and he's gonna be the killer of the bunch 9 times out of 10. But for Mississippi and the South in general, man, it's like I know in Mississippi, all the private land that we have here, getting permission as an outsider would be extremely lucky to come by. Not to say it's impossible, okay, but to go and knock on doors. I mean, there is no telling how many doors you'd have to knock on to get permission to hunt on. Just because, even though if Mamaw Sue over here has 50 acres and she's the only person living there, she's widowed, and grandkids are living off somewhere else. 99.9% of the time, somebody that she knows, or a grandson or a nephew, is hunting that place. I mean, it's either you either have the landowners hunting it, the landowners' friends and families hunting it, or they're leasing it out. I mean, it's just everybody here hunts. Everybody, like I'd say 90% of your male population in the state of Mississippi deer hunts. That's the number one thing. Deer hunt, and then you gonna have your deer and turkey, and then your duck, or like rabbit, squirrel, coon, all that kind of stuff. But it's a very it's just a very big hunting community, or a big hunting state. And I think it's just because Mississippi, is forever. Well, since after the Civil War, became the poorest state in the nation. And, we got a lot of woods around here. So, we don't have to make a ton of money. We can just go grow it and kill it, So
that's kind of the same thing here, right? But everybody's a liberal, blue-collar, Joe Biden type of person.
My condolences.
So you can there's a million pieces of private land here. But old Betty Sue is not going to let you go hunt her land because she thinks that guns are bad. So
Yeah. Yeah. No, it ain't never because guns are bad. It's because I'm hunting here. What are you doing? Get off my
Right.
property, you know?
Mm.
And it's funny, like kids grow up with different peer pressure in different states and different areas of the country, probably where y'all grew up in Connecticut. You had there might have been a little more I'm sure there was a little more than down here peer pressure to succeed in the classroom, to not be a complete dummy. you know
Yeah, that
um
was me.
Yeah,
me
you got
too.
the wrong guy.
Yeah. I joined Marine Corps. Yeah, it's like college now. And then when I went to
Yeah.
college, it was all Quizlet, so that doesn't count. But like down here, uh, you know, kids grow up, and I think it's starting to change a little bit as the times change. But kids grow up, it's more, it looks better if you're failing every class, but you know how to hunt and fish and drive a tractor and drive a stick shift. You know, it's like, will all that stuff get you to where you need to go in the long run? Maybe not, but that's kind of, it's just like I said, that's just the culture down here. It's all about that redneck lifestyle. Which, I mean, like I said, it has its pros and cons.
It-
But
It,
I don't know. I like it.
it was kind of the same way, like for me growing up. I mean, just kind of a rugged dude in school and whatnot, and teachers would be like, "What are you going to do for a living? Like, you don't even pay attention to math." And I said, "I'm going to be a fisherman." "What do you mean?" "That's what I'm going to do for a living. We live on the coast, and I'm going to be a fisherman." And they say, "You can't make a living fishing and hunting." My dad would say the same thing to me, and I said, "Well, bets are all on because that's what we're doing." Like it is what it is. But when things happen like COVID, right? So when COVID had all happened, you bet your rear that guys were, everyone's like, "If something happens bad, Trev, we're coming to your house." And I'm like, "No, you ain't coming to my house. You come to my house, I'm shooting you at the front door because I don't know what you're here for. Like, get out of here." Like, I've been canning beans and squash and all this stuff. I've been surviving. I'm going to be all right. Like Hank Jr. said, country boy's going to survive. Well, guess what? I'm going to survive. Like, it is what it is. Don't come around here, ask him, because when you guys were all talking about us rednecks when it was a problem, so.
Yeah. Well, hey, and from the economics standpoint, the economic side of things, I want to say, if you Google it, for the entire country, hunting and everything hunting encompasses brings in about $17 to $25 billion of revenue. So, I mean, we're talking licenses, ammunition, guns, bows, all that kind of stuff. And not to mention, when people like me travel out of state and go stay somewhere in a hotel and, go to eat at the restaurant, gas, all that kind of stuff. I mean, but I think it's just one of those things, man, that, you got to know how to do, because if crap hits the fan, you need to know how to be able to go out there and take an animal's life and feed your family.
Right.
I mean, I think that's basic. You ain't got to agree in, going to Africa and shooting an elephant, I whatever, but you need to know how to go out there and feed yourself and survive, rather than going to Kroger or Costco or wherever y'all go up there, So I don't know what y'all got.
We have Costco. We have Costco.
Okay. we got Sam's Club down here, so
we had Sam's Club. We pushed them out. Now we have Costco. So
yeah, dadgum liberal.
We had Winchester, Mossburg, and Remington here too, but the liberals pushed them out. So.
Oh man! Hey, we may make a turnaround these next 4 years. We may get Winchester and Mossburg back up there. You can't ever tell.
We had Colt. We had some of the biggest gun producers were right here in our home state. I mean, the Colt building where Colts had been built for since the beginning of time was within 30 minutes of us. I mean, like, that was a huge thing, but now, no, not anymore. It ain't happening here. Nope.
So I gotta, before you ask this question or whatever, I gotta say, you mentioned Colt. I'm sorry, I've got to say this. Do you know why Colt has the legend of the Colt 45. Like when you think of a 45 ACP, everybody goes to Colt 45.
Mm-hmm.
You know why that is?
Is it the
You know
rap
the story
song?
that made well, that's a good millennial guess, but it's wrong.
I'm thinking Colt
No.
45 and
Two zigzags.
zags.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. No. I should have said the lyrics of that. Anyway. Forgive me, Lord. No, so back in World War II, that's what all those pilots were armed with. Was their side piece was Colt 45, and you can Google this and look this up, and everything off Google's true. So anyway,
don't you know?
Yeah. Anyway, American in World War II got shot down, and on the way down, as he's parachuting down, Japanese plane comes back around to finish him off. Someone pulls his sidearm out, floating in the air down with a parachute, pulls his Colt 45 out, shoots the plane down, shoots right through the window, kills him. Then Colt 45 shoots out the roof.
Most famous
Who doesn't
firearm
want
in
a
the
Colt
world.
45 now? You know what I'm saying? I mean, a World War II champ, baby. Let's go.
Yep.
We're taking down planes. Yeah, that's right. So anyway, that's a fun fact.
No, I love it. I love it. So where did hunting in the outdoors kind of start for you? Obviously, it's a lifestyle down in the South, but like, did you grow up in a household of outdoorsmen? And was it?
Dude, it's so funny that my dad, his hobby is trading the stock market. Okay, options trading, like knowing everything about what's going on with stuff like that. His brother was the redneck. His brother, my Uncle Sean, got my older brother Trey into hunting when he was little, and then Trey helped me get into hunting. And I killed my first deer when I was 9. I think the first kind of hunting I went on was when I was about 7 or 8, and we were dove hunting. Dove hunting here starts the first weekend of September. It's normally the September 1st or September 2nd. And that's like opening of like all hunting season. That's everybody hunts opening weekend of dove season, because it's like, all right, summer's about to be over with. We're fixing to be killing deer. Then it's ducks. Then a couple months later, it's turkeys. So I went dove hunting when I was real young. And then about a year or two after that, I killed my first deer. And I didn't get to hunt a ton from probably 9 to 15 before I got my license, because I had to have somebody take me. It was either my brother. My daddy took me every now and then, but my daddy was one of those, man, that 8:30 come around, we getting out of the stand and we going to Betty's, and he smoked 3 or 4 cigarettes while we've been in the shoot house, from daylight to 8:30. So, but once I got to the point to where I could drive and where I could, hunt myself, I got real big into duck hunting in high school, but carried on deer hunting. And it was just one of those things that I was as much involved in as I could be in my teen years. And then as soon as I turned 17, I joined the Marine Corps. So every time I come home, which was just twice during hunting season, I would hunt like a maniac. I would not sleep. I would just hunt, whether it be deer and duck or whatever. And then when I got out in 2017, I said, I've missed 4 years of hunting. I'm fixing to make up for lost time. And since then, I have tried to be in the woods during hunting season. Up until this year, I've tried to be in the woods 4 days a week, minimum, and this year I've tried to play it a little smarter and try to go at certain times and not put my sin in there as much. But it definitely, like, the household that I was brought up in was not, mom and daddy didn't have taxidermy in the house or anything. Now you go over to my daddy's brother's house and it was like that. But for some reason, man, when I got into hunting, when I bit the bug, it bit me back bad. Like, I remember my brother having to hide deer that he would come home with after he killed, and he wouldn't tell me. Because I remember one time specifically, I wasn't old enough to go. And my uncle pulls up to the house, and I see him through the window, and I'm like, what's Sean doing here? And I go out there. Well, Trey is already pulled up, and he's got a basket rack. I mean, seriously, like it's 12 inches wide. It's a dink of an 8-point. And I go out there. Well, Sean's pulled up, and he's talking to Trey and looking in the back of the truck. And I go out there, and I'm like, it hits me, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I go over there and look, and they both just like, crap. So I immediately run in the house and run in my room and start bawling my eyes out because my brother killed one and I couldn't go and I didn't kill one. So it was just like, yeah, man, like just that was even before I killed a deer. I was just wanting to kill one so bad, wanting to go so bad. And then when I finally went, oh my Lord, dude, like and the first deer that I ever shot, I never found. That was a cruel opener to the hunting world. Was I shot a 6-point and I think I hit it low in the low leg and it bled real good for about 100 yards and then went back the next day and couldn't find it. And this was before everybody was using dogs and stuff like that. So I had to wait a whole nother year. And that next year I actually killed my first deer. But yeah, man, it bit me hard and I didn't get to hunt a whole lot, but I guess once like I said, about 21 years of age, about 8 years ago is when I really started like putting in a lot of hours into the woods and had the ability to go and just hadn't looked back, man.
It didn't really stop you or it didn't put no damper on you by like shooting it low and not being able to recover it the first time. It just kind of pushed you forward to want to do it even more.
Whether you're just looking to stay warm during a hunt or need maximum concealment, the clothing you wear can make or break a hunt. At MidwayUSA.com, we understand hunting clothing has come a long way with more meticulously crafted camo patterns, advanced scent control technologies, and weatherproof options to withstand the elements. Hunters have to wait until their favorite season, but shouldn't wait on gear, which is why Midway USA offers super fast shipping. When you're ready for your next system, log on to MidwayUSA.com.
This episode is brought to you by Amazon Prime. There's nothing sweeter than baking cookies during the holidays. With Prime, I get all my ingredients delivered right to my door, fast and free, no last-minute store trips needed. And of course, I blast my favorite holiday playlist on Amazon Music. It's the ultimate soundtrack for creating unforgettable memories. From streaming to shopping, it's on Prime. Visit Amazon.com/Prime to get more out of whatever you're into.
Knives, machetes, saws, and shears, multi-tools, shovels, swords, axes, spears, hatchets, and tomahawks. If it cuts, snips, slices, or chops, Midway USA has it. Find great gift ideas in our huge selection of pocket knives and other everyday carry folding knives. Make a statement or create a family legacy with one of our top-of-the-line hunting knives. We've got a great selection of manual and electric sharpeners, too. For just about everything for the outdoors, check out MidwayUSA.com.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I've been so. I think I've been so obsessed with deer hunting, especially. And I think like deer. If you ask me, what's my favorite, deer or turkey? During deer season, it's deer. During turkey season, it's turkey. That's the hardest question that I have to answer. But yeah, man. I remember overseas on my second deployment, I had watched a episode or two of Duck Dynasty on my hard drive that I had downloaded. And I'd come back from post that day. And I remember that night. Like I was so I had a dream that I was behind my grandparents' house just with my dad's 30-30. And I still remember the dream like it was yesterday. And this was in 2014 when I had this dream. It's 10 years ago, about this time. And I dreamed that I was behind my dad's house, my grandparents' house with my dad's 30-30, and there were bucks running everywhere. And I was just boom, boom, boom. Like, no, didn't care in the world. Like, I was completely in my dream, like 100% illegal. Don't even think I had orange on.
Just some Mississippi redneck.
Oh, dude, I can remember thinking in my dream, I was like, oh my gosh, I am back home. I am shooting deer. And all of a sudden, like I'm shooting in my dream and I hear boom. And I'm like, wait a minute, that wasn't me. And, and it hits again. And then I jolt up and I wake up and we've got outgoing artillery, and then I'm back in that again. So I remember like it's always, always, always been on my mind of getting in the woods, and whatever career path I choose, it has to be a career that's going to, one, allow me to have as much family time as possible, and two, get me in the woods or keep me in the woods as much as possible, and so yeah, I mean, obsessed is probably an understatement with all that.
And then you kind of pushed into the whole mobile hunting thing. Like, that's not a big Southern thing. That mobile hunting thing is not a Southern thing.
Yeah. Well, see, me
Or
and
it's
my brother,
become.
we started hunting public. We started hunting a lot of public back in 2017, 2018. And 2019, or I think it was 2019 is when I started saddle hunting. And dude, I'm gonna tell you what, man, you walk a mile 3 or 4 days a week one way with a darn climber, even if it's a summit, like I got a Summit Goliath out there. That's a very light climbing stand and very comfortable once you get up in there. But my God, after a mile, and then if you kill a deer, you got to take the stand all the way back and then go back in there and pack it out. It's like, and once we heard about saddle hunting and saw THP doing it, I'm like, man, I got to try it. And then that's been 5 years ago or whatnot, and I hadn't looked back since. So it's becoming, I think public land hunting is becoming a much bigger thing now, and people are tired of carrying lock-ons and tree stands into the woods. So when they feel like they can put just basically a safety harness on and have a nature walk compared to a death hike, and get to where they need to go and shimmy up a tree. That's the way a lot of people around here are transitioning to.
And I think one of the things mobile hunting is that you're not picking a tree, you're picking a spot, right? And I say that a lot, where when you're in that Goliath, like, and don't get me wrong, I mean there's more deer shot in America in a summit climbing stand than any stand in the world. But let's not get that twisted. But when you're not picking a tree, you have to have a straight oak or a straight pine to be able to get up in it. When you're saddle hunting, you're putting yourself in the game 10 times fold than you would in a regular climber, and it just puts you in that position to be able to kill bigger deer or be in the deer every single time that you enter the woods. I think that's one of the most important things when it comes to saddle hunting.
I think that belongs on a shirt. Like what you just said, as far as like with saddle hunting, you're not picking a tree, you're picking a spot. Dude, that is the truest thing I've ever heard comparing saddle to climbing. Like, because you're right. Every time that you go into the woods with a climber, you're like, all right, I got to find a tree that's at least 18, 20 feet with no branches, pretty straight, something I can get on there. If it has a lot of, like, if it's a water tupelo, if it's got a ton of, like, if it's got a big butt, I'm going to have to cinch that climber 5 or 7 feet up here, and I'm going to have to jump up in it. And it's like, dude, if you got a saddle, I can climb that darn ironwood that's as big around as my fist, as long as it'll hold me. I can get up there. I might be 30 foot or I might be 7 foot, but either way, I'm gonna be right there against the tree. So yeah, you're right. It's you're picking the spot.
What is a water tupelo? Or whatever you just said?
Water tupelo. Oh. I think. Oh man. Hey, I might sound smart. I think it's called the scientific name is Nissus sylvatica or Nissa sylvatica.
Yeah. The first one was, and you think we know what that one is?
Yeah. They're actually the same thing, don't you know, Stevie?
We didn't know the common name, and you're dropping scientific names on it.
Hey, basically what you're looking at is instead of, you know how a cypress, y'all know what a bald cypress is, don't
Yep.
you? All right.
Baby.
Well, those bald, what we call where those bald cypresses grow, we call those sloughs. The area that they grow in, like wet, dry, whatever. It's normally wet. Sloughs. They grow in sloughs. Water tupelos do the same thing, except they're not. They start off. They got a big butt at the base of them, and then about waist high, they taper off normal and they go straight up. So it's a perfect saddle hunting tree. I mean, it's perfect because you can put that first step. Like I climb with one step, and I can put my step right there. Just head high. I get above the big butt of it, and then it's literally the same size all the way up to 20, 25 feet wherever I sit. So, and I'm hunting sloughs, and that's where I like to hunt, anywhere where a bunch of water or next to a creek or a river or something like that. So, yeah.
Do you guys have grinders down there in Mississippi?
Is that the gay website?
No.
Like, what are you talking about now? That's got to be a Connecticut thing. Well, y'all, we don't know.
Talking about
We don't grind down here, Bubba. I don't know what you're talking about.
A grinder.
Meat grinder. We do a meat grinder, but
No, like a po' boy. A sub.
a grinder.
A grinder.
that's what you're calling grinder, a sandwich?
A hoagie.
A hoagie.
Man, that's
What do you call them?
sandwiches, subs. I mean, we keep it as simple as you can down here, Bubba. Like,
Yeah, we call. I was just wondering if they were anything like a water.
Dude,
a water
you threw me
trooper.
for a loop there. I was like, "What the hell are you
A
talking
grinder.
about?" Grinder. Like, it was so off topic. Like, we were talking-
well, that's what I was gonna say. Is like, how are you swinging that back around to
he's
the
talking
trees
about
and
killing deer and sloughs, and he's talking about sandwiches.
I just wanted to know what they called sandwiches in Mississippi
Are you
because it was.
hungry?
Yeah.
Like, is that what it is? Like, we can take a break, man. Go get you a pack of nabs or something. Like,
No, I know that in Mississippi they call them like po' boys or whatever the case may be. It was like a water tupela. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just trying to figure it out. Like,
you got to do the weed.
name.
You got to do the weed.
oh, okay. I got you. That was horrible. But yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. Terrible transition. But yeah, got you. No,
Well, I never said I was good at this. I just said that I was here.
No, you didn't, and you're not. But I mean, I get it. That's good. I get what you're saying now.
Yeah,
I thought
all
you
right.
was just hungry.
No, I mean I'm fat and everything, and like I like to eat, but it's.
Hey, look, man. The way that I look at it is all these social media people that want to show how rigid they are and everything. They got to go to bed every night dreaming about donuts. You know what I'm saying? Dreaming about the gas station food that they can't eat, and I'm going to just sop up. Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know about y'all up there. My wife's from Washington State, and when I introduced her to a gas station biscuit, chicken and biscuit or sausage and biscuit, blew her mind. When I told her the first morning that we were here, and I said, "Let's go by and get a biscuit. We're gonna go to the gas station." She's like, "What? We're going to the gas station to get a biscuit? Like, do y'all have that up there? Is that a thing?"
Or more bagels.
But yeah, we're Bagels, a big bagel place.
Bagel.
Sausage, egg, and cheese on a plain bagel.
Yeah. Or you get on Egg McMuffin.
No, y'all need some biscuits in your lives. that would, I think I'd bring back That's probably why Mossberg left. Y'all went to bagels. Yeah, I would. Yeah. No, we're not bagel people. My wife is a bagel person, but
It's a liberal
we
thing,
want
I guess.
A lot of dough. Yeah. No. That's a Harris thing that y'all got going on with the bagels. No.
We hope she chokes on
it. If you
it,
ever come
but-
down to the South, you have to go to the grungiest looking, like it needs to have a C or D rating health inspection code on the window. And get you a sausage and biscuit or a chicken and biscuit. And preferably, if the clerk behind the window has no teeth or very few teeth, it's going to change your life right there.
So that for us is like where we get like fried chicken. You get fried chicken in the gas station. The best, like crappiest gas station you ever seen is where you get the fried chicken.
I'll tell you a funny story. 2 years ago, it's like I want to say it was the last weekend of turkey season, and me and Trevor grinding. Right, we're trying to kill one more bird. So we hit the spot and we got on a bird, but he didn't want to play, so. We pull out, we hit the gas station. Cumbies is our big gas station, Cumberland Farm. So we hit this gas station, we get a couple breakfast sandwiches, and I don't know.
It's like a Wawa.
But these ones you grab the pre-wrap, but they got a microwave. You throw it in the microwave, hit the button, it heats up, you pull it out. So we're driving down the road. I'm driving. I grab my breakfast sandwich. Well, I don't really like shitty egg, right? So I roll down my window and I pull the egg off my sandwich. It's a sausage, egg, and cheese on a plain bagel. And I go to Trev. You see him, he looks hungry all the time, right? So I go to Trev, I go, hey, you want my egg? He goes, no, you don't want your egg. I was like, nah, that's gross. I throw it out the window, and I go, that ain't even real egg. And he takes a sip of his coffee. He goes, I hate to tell you, but that ain't real sausage either.
He got a good point there. I look, but I am with you on the egg, man. Gas station eggs are like hospital eggs.
Yeah.
Right? They that's what's killing this country. Okay. Yeah. But the meat and the bread, and the cheese, that's
the meat. Yeah. The meat's catching up. It's getting a little sketchy too.
It's good. Man,
I hate to tell you, that ain't real sausage.
Truer words have never been spoken.
I mean, I say a lot of smart things, but I say a lot of dumb things too. So
I'll tell you what, for knowing you for 40 minutes and 34 seconds, I mean, you've said some things, brother, that, like I said, T-shirt worthy. You know what I mean? Yeah, we've had some hiccups, in this 40-minute segment, but you're doing good, man.
I gotta ask, Trent, where did it all start for you as this whole comedian thing? Like, I know that we're 40 minutes into this and we haven't even asked this question yet, but like, was it a beginning of time you just come out the mama's womb telling jokes, or like how does this all work? Like, are you
man? I really and truthfully, I was always the class clown. I always loved making people laugh. I mean, even if it come to physical harm, I mean, I would make people laugh. I got 39 paddlings in my 8th grade year, and one of those specifically, Miss Miller looked at me. We had a TV in the room, and she said, "Trent, I'm not talking to anybody else but you. I'm leaving for 10 minutes. Do not turn on the TV. If you turn on the TV, when I get back, it's going to be me and you in that hall, and you're getting 3 licks." And so Allie Devon goes up there, and she turns the TV on. And I'm just sitting there. I'm being good. And Miss Miller comes back in. She sees the TV on. Allie never does anything. She's sweet as can be still to this day. Amazing person. But she did that knowing what would happen. So Miss Miller comes back in and sees the TV on. She says, "All right, Trent, out in the hall." I'm like, "Yes, ma'am." And everybody dies because they know, like, Allie did this, but Trent's going to take the blame. So, like, it didn't matter, man. I used to get whooped, to make people laugh. Like, I've always loved making folks laugh and have a good time. I guess I started August the 24th of last year. I downloaded TikTok and I uploaded my first 2 videos. And I just thought, man, I've got so much crazy crap up in my head and I've got tons of memories and stories. And I just feel like I felt like there was a ton of Southerners that could relate to the content that I could put out, and it's like I started off my first 5 videos, I think or 10 videos. There was probably 3 or 4 in there about Southern phone calls. If you look back at those videos, if you can find them, they're super like edited bad, timing's off and everything. But I got a really good response from the local people here, of just like, man, I love that. It is so me, and it just kind of made me want to keep going. Cause I told my wife, I said, I'm going to try it for 7 days. And if I don't hate it, I'm just going to keep going and see what happens, see what the good Lord does with it, and just let Him do whatever He wants to with it. And so I guess it just started off as just trying it out, just saying, hey, I literally, anybody starting social media, you have nothing to lose. You have zero overhead, and all you're doing, no matter what you're trying to, hit as far as niche or genre or whatever, you have nothing to lose but the embarrassment of yourself and the failure, of yourself. And I'm like, well, shoot, I ain't worried about that. I've been in insurance and investments for the last 3.5 years. Like I've heard no and failed plenty of times. It's all right. It'll be all right. But I guess I just got a lot of good, I probably had that first week of doing it. I had 4 or 5 people reach out to me, and I see people, and they'd say, "Man, that video, that's so us." That's me when I talk on the phone. That's what I do. It made me feel good that I'm making a few folks laugh, and I just said, "I'm gonna keep doing it. I like it." And it just kept growing and growing and growing and growing, and yeah, I just it is where it is today. We ain't made it by no means, but making it, I don't know what that number looks like or
Yeah, I
whatever.
was gonna ask, what does that actually look like? Because we've been doing this for 10 years, and I'm not really sure what making it is. Like, everybody thinks in the hunting space, there's millions of dollars to go around. We all can quit our jobs, but that's far from the truth.
Yeah. I think, and y'all are in a different area of podcasting. I mean, y'all's Instagram has what, 17,000 followers. I think personally, if you're a podcast and you have 17,000 followers on Instagram, I think that's amazing because people are watching me for a minute.
Right.
A minute and a half at most. You have 17,000 people that want to hear you and your guests talk for at least an hour.
Sometimes.
That's a much stronger. That is a much stronger.
You talk.
Yeah, they don't want to hear me talk. We already went there. I mean, come on, Trent.
It's me or the guest or y'all or whatever. I mean, y'all are doing a good job somewhere.
Yeah.
And I mean, when you subscribe to somebody's channel, or whatever, and that's why I put podcasts above everybody, because you're people are tuning in, and they want to hear you talk for a long time. I mean, people can watch my video, and if it's a bad video to them, they've wasted a minute of their life.
Right.
They're sitting down. They're getting chores done and knocking this out, knocking that out, because they don't want to miss the live, or they don't want to miss the episode for y'all. So I think, like with podcasting, man, it takes longer to get to a certain level to where you can quit things. But I mean, just like Joe Rogan, I heard him say a month ago, or excuse me, he didn't say it a month ago, but I saw a clip a month ago of him. A guest asked him about his podcast, and he said it took 5 years for the podcast to pay for itself. And he had so many people telling him, dude, your episodes are way too long. And he's like, F you, I'm going to do what I want to do. And it's like, I mean, I think that's the approach with all of this, is that if you do what you want to do, if you do what makes you happy, and like Alex Hermosi says, if you make the goal the work, instead of the, I'm going to buy 250, the goal is for me to have enough money to buy 250 acres of land in the Mississippi Delta. If I just make the goal, I need to release 6 shorts a week and try to put out 1 to 2 long form YouTube videos a month. If I make that the goal, the 250 acres will come eventually, And I mean, but I mean, dude, I don't know what making it is, but y'all ain't, I don't think y'all are far from it,
See, the thing for me, really, honestly, is, and I think a goal from the beginning, that goal that we have set is just to reach, like yourself, just local people that want to, that want to learn something or grow from something. I think that the driving force and the golden coins that we get is people reaching out to us and saying, hey, man, I heard this on your podcast. You made me go out of state and hunt mobily, or you made me get in a saddle, or you know what I'm saying? And inspire people that haven't done it. We, like yourself, have been in this for so long, like hunting and fishing and outdoors. If we get somebody else new into it, we take all of this for granted. So if we can pass that on to get them one step closer to their success, that's a success in our book, right? To like, they can come on here and laugh, or they can come on here and learn something. That's important to us. Like, we don't even care. Like, if 3 people listen to the podcast, we're still going to podcast. You know what I'm saying? Because we just enjoy it, just like yourself, like you just enjoy doing what you're doing because you make people smile.
Well, I think when it all comes down to it, we are, and I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just trying to be real. We're in a country full, and I'm probably a world full, of weak-minded individuals. Very weak, very, very weak. And any kind of struggle, people just quit. People do TikTok. I had so many people tell me, man, I tried that TikTok thing, and I did it for a week or two, and I can't do it. It's like, you can't do nothing for a week or two. Like, all these success stories that you hear about blowing up overnight, normally they had a 10-year history before they blew up overnight, or you heard of somebody being lucky, and I think it all boils down to, as long as we're still here, I don't know. I mean, I've got about 700,000 or 800,000 followers right now on every platform combined, and my stuff could tank next week, and I could stay at that number for the next year. But I guarantee you, if I'm here 5 years from now doing the same stuff, my numbers are going to increase. My growth is going to, my reach is going to expand. And it's going to be the same thing with y'all. You just got to outlast people. Most people are not going to podcast. How long have y'all been doing this?
So we started this podcast has been, we're over, this is episode 273. Before that, we had over 300 and something podcasts. So we used to own East Coast bow hunting, but it was only an East Coast thing. We changed it to the Outdoor Drive being full outdoors, hunting, trapping, fishing, the whole 9 yards, instead of just pigeonholed to mobile hunting on the East Coast, right? And so all in all, I guess the answer to the question is, we've been doing this for probably 6 or 7 years, podcasting.
Oh man, it's like that. Y'all seen that picture analogy of that guy that's got a pickaxe. He's digging underground, and he's like got 2 more swings. And he's got the diamonds that are fixing to fall into his lap, and then you got another guy that's choosing to walk away. And I think that a lot of people they have the diamonds right there in front of them. They're focused on the goal of the 250 acres in the Mississippi Delta, and they don't have it yet, rather than the goal being, we're going to release a podcast a week, or we're going to release, whatever, and just say, hey, I'm going to give it to God and let him do with it what he wants to during his time, and, I think, y'all, if y'all are here in 4 more years, you hit your 10-year anniversary, I guarantee you, if y'all maintain your consistency of posting and content, stuff like that, you could be in a completely different area financially, freedom wise, like everything, but it's just, you gotta last. You just gotta last.
That's the thing, and you have to be, and this in social media, and we encourage everybody, but you have to be consistent with what you're doing and keep it going, because people want to listen. Like they want to come on and see every day, oh, there's a new joke from Trent. He's got a new skit going on. Like, they want to, they're tuned into that. If you stop doing it for 2 weeks, they're going to go find somebody else that's just as good as you. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so much talent out there, and it's the same in podcasting. So when we had originally started East Coast bow hunting, we went on for 300 and something episodes. We had a little bit of an internal issue. We started the Outdoor Drive. When we had come back, episode 1, there had been a blow up of podcasts and they had just gone up. So we had to fight from the bottom back to the top again to get that recognition of who we were. But we already had that following, but we had a new name, right? And we started from the bottom to go back to the top. And it's just fighting through it. People don't last, and especially the outdoor industry. People come and go. They come in here and they're like, oh, I'm going to make $1 million. I killed a 150. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to make a YouTube video. They're going to do 15 YouTube videos and then they're done. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't get to 5,000 followers on YouTube like this. And it's a longevity thing. Everybody wants to see them all the time, year after year after year. Man, Trent's going out there, man. He's killing it this year. Look at him go. You know what I'm saying? And like, you just got to have fun with it and just enjoy every part of it. Don't think you're going to make $1 million. Do you go to your financial job and they just go, here's $1 million to start? You're at the top of the chain. It doesn't work like that. It does not.
That's what I was going to say, is that, a lot of people, that are listening in, I'm sure somebody has thought, well, this dude's talking about longevity and lasting. He's only been doing this for a year. Like, he better buckle up because he could have some rough seasons ahead. I'm speaking from experience from the financial industry. Yeah. If it hadn't been for the financial industry that I've been a part of for the last 4 years, I wouldn't have started doing social media, because my first year in finance, I made $16,913 or $73. You know what I'm saying? Like I made no money. And in my second year, I think I made 20, and I'm only income for the whole household, like 29,000, second year. So I know what it's like to, to work for literally years, a couple of years at least, and make no money. And just say, all right, well, I got to trust the process. I got to keep calling folks. I got to keep building relationships. I got to keep getting better. I got to keep getting more knowledgeable. And then it was like that third year for me, things started clicking. I wasn't no longer Trent the, this or that. It was like when people had, when people wanted a Roth IRA or they wanted to invest some money, who was the guy around? Oh, Trent does that. And he doesn't wear a suit and tie. Okay, so we know Trent. We can trust Trent, And I slowly started becoming that guy. And I saw that process pay off, the longer that I stayed into it. And that's why I was so unafraid to try this, is because, like, failure, dude, you're looking at a failure. You know what I'm saying? Like, biggest failure out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, biggest disappointment. I mean, I got a wife, and we're living in a deer camp shack that the sewage backs up in the bathtub, and I'm making $17,000. I'm having to sell golf clubs, and I'm having to go on Facebook Marketplace and sell shoes and boots and wedding boots, and a driver and a 3-wood, just so I can put, gas in my truck for at least 2 more weeks to go on appointments, to maybe sell some life insurance and maybe, do an investment over here and over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah. So that's what I'm speaking from. I'm not trying to sound arrogant or ignorant. Like, I realize I'm the baby in the industry when it comes to social media and, all this kind of stuff. But I do know just a little bit about, just like I said, just being consistent and outlasting everybody else. And I think that's what a lot of people like to see. That they don't want to, from a business standpoint, they don't want to do business. They don't want to give you, $500,000 if they think that if you've been in it for 6 months, right? And they're like, well, where's Trent going to be 6 months from now? Who's going to be in charge of this inherited IRA that I've got? Like, who's going to be doing that? Is he going to be doing? He's only been in it for 6 months, So a lot of times that stuff you have to kind of build up to that, and show people that, hey, I'm going to be here for a while, But that's more so what I'm speaking off of, as far as knowing about consistency and all that, because I realize I'm a baby in the social media industry, so, but
You got to be a grinder, not a sandwich.
Yeah.
well, that took a turn.
Yeah. Well,
He speaks up after 15 minutes. He's like, well, we got to get on grinder. I mean, be a grinder, whatever the case.
But I mean, to bring it all back to most of our listeners, we're all here talking hunting, right? And it's like you said there, a minute ago about how everybody nowadays wants instant gratification. They want instant results, and like nobody has the patience to put in the time and the effort. Like everybody wants to shoot this their first year out, and it's like, dude, it took me 15 years to shoot something like that with my bow in my hometown, right? And it's like, do you know how many spike bucks and basket rack dinks that I shot? I mean, I'm talking before social media, and like, I was the best deer hunter I knew because I only knew 5 people in my hometown. You know what I mean? And like, social media comes around, and you have like your local, Facebook hunting groups. You're like, damn, dude, like, there's a lot of good hunters around.
There's way cooler dudes than us. I know that.
I mean, I hate to say it. There's so many guys. They're newer hunters, and they have this expectation and they want. Everybody wants to shoot a giant. Everybody does, right? You're crazy if you don't. But like, you got to put in your time. You got to be consistent. You got to get out there, and there's a process. And it's like, dude, shoot them all. Shoot every buck you can. Get those numbers up because this will come. But it might not come your first year, your second year, your third year, and you might not even punch a tag. You might get skunked, but you're going to get better. You're going to progress, and eventually it all comes together. And it's not going to happen your first year.
Yeah, I prayed this morning. I got up at 3:30 and I read Psalm 38. Can't even tell you what it said. I can't remember it, but I remember at the end of it praying, Lord, please make me successful today. And if you don't, please just let me enjoy the hunt. And that, for the last 5 years, I have put so much pressure on myself to kill every time I go out, knowing that if I go out 80 times a year, we get 3 buck tags in Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless I go out and shoot the first dink 6-point, which if you want to do that, hey, that's great. I don't want to do that. I want to shoot something like what you got on your wall. I'm not even going to show my wall. That kind of pisses me off. But anyway,
trust me, there's
oh, don't worry. We got dinks like on dinks around here. It looks good on social media, but we got dinks. I'm trying to get to the point to where I enjoy the process and mature a little bit and just enjoy the fact that I'm going out in the woods and going to hunt and chase these deer instead of putting so much pressure on myself and looking on social media and saying, well, he got this deer, he got that deer. He's so much better of a hunter than I am. And like you said, man, just, enjoy the process and realize that, hey, I may never shoot a deer 24 1/4 inches wide. I may never do it. All right. I may never shoot a 160-inch buck. All right. But just enjoy the process and allow it to come when it comes, if it comes.
Yeah. I mean, I just had this conversation with a friend yesterday, and like, it's not hard to get to that point where if you're not successful, like, what's success? Success is you want to shoot a buck every time you go in the woods, right? And if you don't do that, it was a failed hunt. And like,
Midway USA brand product designers have one straightforward goal: develop high-quality, technically sound products and deliver them to customers at reasonable prices. If you are immersed in the shooting sports industry and pay close attention to every single detail, you know our products are built right and stand up to everyday use. Who has shooting mats and range bag systems to hunting clothing and just about everything for the outdoors? Log on and shop 24/7 with super fast shipping. MidwayUSA.com. Hunting boots are a critical component of any successful hunt. Whether walking a short distance to your blind or trudging miles through rugged terrain, your feet are carrying the load. Without the right boots, you could give up early and lose out on that trophy just over the ridge. At Midway USA, we make selecting boots for your next hunt easier. With just a few clicks of a mouse, you can decide on what's important, like waterproofing, insulation, size, width, and savings. For just about everything for shooting, hunting, and the outdoors, check out MidwayUSA.com. The 1911 is one of the most iconic firearms in history. Designed by John Browning, the 1911 was the standard issue sidearm of the U.S. military from 1911 to 1985. While Colt produced the original, almost every major firearm company has produced its own version. It's wildly revered for its reliability, crisp trigger, and is still a favorite for all types of shooters. Whether you're looking to buy or build a 1911 and just about everything for guns, log on to midwayusa.com.
There's a fine line between, well, it was a beautiful morning, beautiful sunrise, right? You saw a woodpecker and you saw a hawk chasing a squirrel and like all the little things. But at the end of the day, it's like, dude, I'm not here for the sunrise. I'm not here to watch the squirrels. I'm here to kill a big buck. Yeah. And if I didn't kill a big buck, it was a failed day. And it's very easy to forget the good parts of that day that you got to enjoy in the woods that day, because at the end of the day, you're leaving on the way back to the truck. You're like, I don't know where that buck is. I didn't see him today. Like, this sucks. What am I going to do? But the day was still a day in the woods, but you can lose that really quick.
I think that there's a part to that a lot of people don't get or understand, because, it's social media, and one of the things that eats up a lot of people when it comes to social media, and especially us too as content creators. I mean, we're not only just a podcast. We film hunts, and we, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of stuff that we do. And it sometimes that stuff aids up on you. Like there was a time in my life that I didn't care about friends. I didn't care about family. I didn't care about nobody. All I cared about was killing giant bucks and getting things on film. And when you do that, you lose sight of watching woodpeckers. You lost sight of watching sunrises. When you put that all aside and you mellow out, it seems as good things start to happen. When you just enjoy the process, good things come to you. You know what I'm saying? When you're out shed hunting, you find a shed because you don't care, but you're out there enjoying the outdoors and just living up the process. When you start to add that added pressure to you, it just seems as if, there's some type of karma that just eats you away. And it's like, no, you don't deserve that, because you're not understanding what it's really all about and what that whole circle comes about. When you sit back and you say, I just want to shoot a nice buck in one season, then it just comes to you, and it just happens. And it's a scary thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you put that much pressure on yourself, it's not going to happen. I'm sorry. It just never does. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If you want to go on a date with the prettiest girl in school, and that's all you think about, you ain't going on a date with that pretty girl. It's just not happening. When you start settling for twos, then you get a 10. It's just the way it happens. You know what I'm saying?
This is one of those analogy points where I'm like, man, like that's, I'm pulling back a little bit. Like, telling people to settle for twos, bro. Like, don't do that, y'all. I don't know I can't see y'all. But we got Eric's on here, Josh, Dan. Like, y'all are better than twos, okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, but I get what you're saying, Trevor, but let's not settle for twos. You know what I'm saying? But, let's like with sixes.
All right, six. I meant, it just slipped off the tongue. I'm sorry.
Just for the record, I do not endorse everything that Trevs says. We are two separate entities, all right? He's Jeff, I am Steve. So we're not gay. We're not together.
We eat grinders, but we're not on grinder. Okay, just leave it alone.
That whole.
Our check is separated.
I'm gonna do that the next time I want to compare something. I'm like, like, what do you call a grinder? Like, what do you guys call it? Yeah, I can't wait to see somebody.
Trent, you've been on that website again, haven't you?
Yeah. If I ask my daddy, about a grinder, he'd be like, "What are you talking about? Meat grinder, son? What are you talking about?" Like, he wouldn't even get the gay joke. Yeah. He'd be like, what are you talking about, son? Like, yeah.
It's one of those things. It's funny, is I always ask my southern friends about the grinder. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a funny thing, because I get the same response every single time.
Trev's new bumper sticker. Your 2 is my 10.
That t-shirt right there. For the outdoor drive podcast, that right there, your 2 is my 10. That is good. I do get what you're saying though, as far as like, pressure, and my buddy and I, we've got a podcast that we do called Just Your Average Hunter, and we haven't done an episode since August. And we're gonna get back into it. I want to say right after deer season. But one of the guests that we had on there, I don't know if y'all have heard of him, but his name is Dan DeWitt.
Yes,
Y'all ever heard of
Dan
that
DeWitt.
name?
Oh, we know Dan DeWitt. Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Burger beer.
Yeah. So Dan
Kills alligators and all kinds of weird things with a vertical bow. Yeah.
Dude, he does. He's got a dadgum turkey spur necklace
Mm-hmm.
that would make a nun cuss. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, he's killed so many of everything, pretty much. But I was telling him about putting pressure on myself, and it just seemed like with me, I'm not a bad shot, but I've always been good with a bow, been good with a gun. In the past few years, I've had a couple of misses on bucks that were really, really good bucks. And it's like right after I missed them, I just put so much unwanted pressure every time I went into the woods. And Dan told me, he said, man, what you got to start doing is he said, I've been there. He said, you got to start journaling. He said, every time that you go hunting, he said, you need to journal. He said, you need to journal what you saw, what you experienced, what you didn't see, just everything about the hunt that you can think of. And he said, when you get in that negative mind space, he said, go back and read that journal.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, man, that is sound advice. Now, I haven't followed it. I don't have a journal.
Yeah.
Okay. Just like most of the things in my life, I get good advice, don't follow it. But I will say it kind of rewired my mind to just, like I said, just, ask the Lord to just let me enjoy the hunt. Let me realize where I am right now. I'm not it's not 6:00 and I'm not at the Toyota plant, assembling car doors,
Right.
right now for the next 12 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I'm in the woods doing something I love, and there ain't no sense in having a bad attitude or coming home and kicking the dog, just because I got blown at by 3 does. It's like enjoy where I'm at. So that's him saying that kind of helped me, look at the big picture, I guess.
So going along with that, a good friend of ours, Kurt Geyer. He's actually, I don't know if you listen to Working Class Bow Hunter at all. Kurt is a very good friend of ours. He's like the Mark Drury of outdoor hunting podcast. Like he is the man, right? And he's done it. Same thing in the process. One of the things that he told me when I started podcasting, he said to me he says, enjoy every step of the road. Don't force yourself to move along fast, like yourself, Trent, where enjoy the gradual growth and the love of it, because there's going to be one day you're going to be on top, and you have to look back and enjoy getting there. You know what I'm saying? If it's an overnight marvel, like you have to, there's like an earning part to it. So you have like some sweat equity in it. You know what I'm saying? And like love it and stuff. And that's always stuck with me. Like I'm never in a rush to, get a giant, I don't want Ted Nugent on here. You know what I'm saying? Like you just like, you got to enjoy the process, as you start to go along and have different people. I mean, I know that you're like Ted Nugent and everything, but I'm just saying is like that we just have to,
Teddy's my boy now. I'm gonna tell you something. If I could meet that fella right there, all right. I love me some Spirit of the Wild.
Yeah.
All right, I grew up on Spirit of the Wild.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at kind of a weird stage, like with hunting, because I'm at that stage to where I feel like I'm growing up to where, putting these practices into practice. But I'm also at the point to where I just want to kill as many big bucks as possible.
Yeah.
Because I haven't.
Right.
Because like my biggest buck, and this is my opinion. Some it may be trophies, some are probably dinks. Probably 100. The 3 bucks that I've got, 2 of them, the biggest ones are that are mounted in there. More than likely, don't go over 120 to 125 inches. So
there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm at that stage in my hunting life to where, it's at times I'm selfish. I'm still selfish. Like I've got a buck that I'm going after right now that is every bit of 140 to 150 inches. And when it comes to me taking people, I've told them, I'm like, listen, like I've got a buddy of mine and he's like, hey man, these guys want to take you duck hunting. They want to do this and we want to do that. And I'm like, brother, as soon as I kill this deer, we'll do it. As soon as I kill him, we'll do it. And he's a 140-inch deer. He's not 190 or 180 or whatever. Oh, thank you.
You got some sweet tea?
That's right. No, this Diet Mountain Dew. I love
Same
my
thing.
Diet Mountain Dew, baby. No. So it's kind of weird because I'm talking about that, maturing and taking all that stuff kind of for granted and everything. But at the same time, I know myself well enough to know, just like during turkey season, I think I may have only killed about 11 birds by now. And every year I have people for the last 3 years asking me, hey, can you take me? I'd love to kill my first bird. And I'm like, yes, I'd love to. I got to get one first this year. Like I'm not taking you until and I'm hopefully I'll be there one day to where I've got deer on the wall like y'all have, to where I've got enough of them to where I'm like, all right, even if I don't kill one this year, I've got plenty. I'm wanting those, but I'm just not there yet. Like I'm still a part of that. I'm mad at them, dude. Whether it's turkeys or deer, I am freaking pissed off at them, and I just want to fill. I want to fill every bit of sheetrock that I got up with just big deer and big turkey fans. So.
It will come.
You're so freaking close, because I can speak wholeheartedly on this. I've been caught up on it so much. And last season, last fall, I got hung up on this 150. Bow only. I chased that deer all year. I was all in on him or nothing. And dude, I missed opening day of rifle season with my dad because I was 2 miles up the road bow hunting this buck. And it was everything, every trail camera, every sit I had went on this one property for this one buck. And I didn't kill him, right? I just, whatever. I knew what I was getting myself into, right? So this year, I'm like, I can't do that again, man. I cannot do that again. So I'm doing stuff this year that I never in a million years thought I would do. Eric's listening right now. I gave up a Saturday morning deer hunting this year to go goose hunting with our friend Matt and Eric. I've never been goose hunting before. And I'm out here. I'm having a blast killing geese. And I'm still thinking, I can't believe I'm not in the deer stand this morning.
Yeah.
Like I'm shooting these stupid geese, and I could be chasing this big buck right now. And you know what I mean? And like I gave up my opening day of rifle season this year to sit with my dad. I didn't even have a gun. I'm not killing today, but I'm gonna sacrifice it to go with my dad. And the more I have sacrificed this year, dude, I've killed 3 bucks this year now, and I've sacrificed more to do other things with other people. And it's like it comes back full circle, where you would think it would be the other way around. The more time you're in the woods, the more success you're going to find. But this year, I've actually given up weekends to do other things, and it's like I get rewarded for it.
It comes back tenfold. It's crazy. It was the same as I'm a big shed hunter, right? And I cared about sheds, like everything. Like there was sheds, and I'm like, no, don't touch my sheds. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't touch them things. You're going to ding them sheds up, right? When I started cutting them things up for dog chews, there was just sheds. They were just, the back of the truck was just full every single time I go out shed hunting. And it's like, it's when you don't, like I was saying before, if you don't care about it and you start to give it up, it just comes back tenfold. It's crazy. It's mind blowing.
It's kind of like it has power over you, you know? Yeah. Well, and this year, specifically for turkeys, I'm going to have to give up my opening, weekend or that opening day and week to get another guy a bird. My church had a raffle where we're building a gym, and they wanted to raffle off, something with me. And I'm like, dude, they ain't nobody going to pay nothing, a video or a hunt. And I'm like, sure, we'll do a turkey hunt. Well, it did great. And, this guy got it and paid for it and everything. And now I'm like, I have to make sure like he gets a bird like for opening weekend. Like he's got to, you know what I'm saying? And it does.
That second weekend could be pretty good, buddy. You might want to hold off. A little more fired up.
I just know that if I go in the woods and shoot one and then I take him and he doesn't get one, I'm gonna feel I'm gonna feel 2 feet tall. Like I'm just gonna be like, oh, it's gonna be awful. But I can already feel that, like what y'all were talking about, just kind of how it kind of it releases, I guess, that pressure and just not you're not just worried about killing. You're not worried about getting your social media post. Everybody's worried about. We're always worried about. I got to get my deer on Facebook. I gotta have my and I've killed 2 bucks this year, and one of them I'm getting mounted. One of them is a great, unique. I mean, he had a 10-inch brow tine. I mean, he was a very unique buck, and well, I think y'all used that.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
on the story. Yeah, that's a great buck.
Deer. Great deer, and I'm sitting over here, just like, well, I'm going to Iowa next week. And what if somebody goes in there and kills this other buck? Well, I'm gonna get back from Iowa, and I'm gonna have 10 days to hunt him until we go to Washington. And it's just like I've already killed 2 deer, man. Like come on, bro. But
well, I'll say this: if you're giving up your Saturday, your beginning of turkey season, if you really need a turkey, you get on a plane, you come on up here. We got a bed for you. We could get you like 3 turkeys in one weekend.
I've already booked the ticket. When y'all said 5 birds, and I heard. Okay, now you didn't tell me your name earlier. Is it Martin or
it's Steve?
Martic?
It's Steve.
That's the last name. Yeah,
it's Steve.
Steve. Okay.
We call him Madman.
Steve said a while ago he's already killed 3 bucks this year. So how many buck tags do y'all get?
Too many.
Okay.
7. Actually, it's funny. You just took the words out of my mouth. I've shot 3 bucks. I'm tagged out right now. When muzzleloader season opens up, I got 2 more buck tags. One for public, one for private. So listen to this. Just like you just said, Trev calls me up yesterday and he's like, "Hey, we got." I won't drop the specifics yet because we haven't talked about it yet. But Trev's like, "Hey, we got an opportunity to do this on such and such weekend, 13, 14, 15." I was like, "Ooh, that's my first weekend of muzzleloader hunt." And he's like, "Yeah, so what?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm trying to kill another buck." Shit. But hold on, let me do the math. All right, maybe I'll go. And it's like. But that's where you weigh those odds. And, like, I'm to the point now, like I said before, all right, I'm only going to get 4 days of muzzleloader hunt this year. I got to get after it, right, if I want to kill that other buck. But if I sacrifice that weekend and go do this with the crew, maybe it'll come back full circle that second weekend. I'll get
you can take Trent from Mississippi and he can get a buck and you can feel as good. Yeah.
Come
that's
on,
what I was
Ed.
thinking too.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I was thinking because I was like, he said 3 bucks at least and 5 turkeys. Like I'm thinking of maybe 2 or 3 years buying a place in Connecticut.
Yeah.
And
we'll get bagels in no time.
Now
you'll be a bagel boy.
I'll bring my own Pillsbury biscuits, or we'll make them whatever. I ain't eating no bagels. Like I've tried it, and that's for women. But anyway,
5 turkey tags, 7 buck tags. You in,
dude? Oh my god! And see, like y'all don't even have a ton of deer.
Oh, we have a lot of deer.
Oh, we got a lot of deer.
Well, okay.
Don't have
how many deer? How many deer do y'all think y'all have?
Like per
square mile?
Per square mile.
Deer population of Connecticut. Y'all said
Connecticut's probably the size of your hometown. Like Connecticut's small, so you'd have to go by the population per square mile.
All right, hold on.
I don't even know how to spell Connecticut.
We need on Connecticut.
Right, while you're looking that up,
no. All right, what do y'all think y'all's total deer population in the entire state of Amish hot pockets are better?
He's not wrong.
Oh, you're talking about the bagels?
Yeah.
I don't know what Amish hot pockets are. That
You got to come to Harrisburg.
Oh,
That sounds-
Amish
that
hot
sounds good.
pockets.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Also,
Is that
Anyway,
Urban Dictionary thing?
Oil Can wants
we'll go
to
there
know,
later.
Trev, what if you get 2 5s? Is that like getting a 10?
I mean, I don't. You need 2 2s. That would give you like 6.
All right.
No, but anyways,
Back
it's
to the population.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's 100,000. Yeah,
okay, all right.
but
Check
that's
this out.
but we're 40
Check
per
this out.
square mile right now.
You're what?
We're 40 deer per square mile. Yeah. But okay, so do Mississippi per square mile. Just do it, Jamie.
Deer
Come on.
population,
Young
Mississippi
Jamie. Look this up, Jamie.
per square mile. What does that have to do with anything?
Because our state's tiny.
Oh.
So
okay.
you're cramming.
Well, this was 9 years ago. It says 30 to 40 deer per square mile.
So we're
No,
Connecticut.
That was 2015.
Is that Connecticut?
That was Mississippi.
Oh, so we're about the same.
Oh, so yeah, we're 41. It looks like we're 41 per square mile. Oh, I'm sorry, Groton in Connecticut.
30 deer per square mile.
We have some parts. So there's one town that has 220 deer per square mile.
Yeah, but still, like, I mean,
We're about the same.
100,000 deer in the entire. I know. I get y'all's state's kind of small or really small, but like, you can kill how many bucks a year?
7.
2 with your bow.
7.
2 with your bow. 1 with your rifle on private land. 1 with your shotgun on public land. 1 with your muzzleloader on private land. 1 with your muzzleloader on public land.
And you would say that you have a good chance if you took a 7. This may be giving out more information. You may have to edit this for the
It's
release,
okay.
not the live.
It's
But you would say that if you had a 7 to 10 day hunt in Connecticut, you could possibly shoot a 130-inch deer.
No, hell no.
No.
Not
Well,
a
potentially odds wise.
No.
Yeah, it'd be
No,
tough.
Big fan, way smaller.
I will take the under on that every
Yeah,
single
I think
time.
110. 110, 120.
I mean, you're so strong about this, but you have sheds
Yeah, but
behind you that scream 115, 120, and then you've got the 24. You got the double wide. I mean, like I said, that's a mobile home of a deer, right?
But I know how few and far between they are and how rare they are. Like,
I mean,
if you want to talk like
yeah, Trevor. I mean, look,
100-incher,
I don't know
they're
that
like
shed.
dude, that Trevor's sheds are not 100 inches.
There's
Those are not
150.
100-inch deer.
There's a 154-inch 8-pointer in there.
That's what I'm saying. Like, come on.
Anyways, we'll leave it alone.
Yeah.
Just leave it alone.
I've never seen anybody go, "Oh no, that's not true." I'll show you how I am wrong. Watch this.
No.
They're far and few between.
I would say saying that a 130 in Connecticut on a 7-day hunt is like going to the Midwest and shooting like a 180, like
yeah,
a legit booner.
Hey, be careful! I did it, so just
They're just not behind every tree, you know.
Wait, you're saying? Hold on. You're saying that shooting a 130 on a 7-day hunt in Connecticut is like shooting a 180 in the Midwest on a 7-day hunt?
Yeah, just showing
because
up.
That's possible.
It's possible.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's definitely possible.
Very possible. If you have 7 days and in like Iowa, I mean 160 to 180. Like
all right,
let's
160 to 180. Then we're like 110 to 125.
Yeah, 110, 115. We shoot them all day.
Yeah, we shoot them all day.
Okay. All
It's
right.
here. You got.
Let me ask you this. Let me just hold on just a second.
Trent's in. He's all in. He says.
I'm all in. I'm completely in right now.
Trent's going.
All right, these deer right here.
Where does this old deer camp with Trent? Yeah, it's a good
Like,
deer.
Oh, I'd
like
shoot
deer
that all
like
day.
that right there. Like, is that what we're hunting like on average in Connecticut?
Yeah. All day.
That's a shooter all day. I wouldn't say that's average.
I mean, I'm in. But that right there is a 120, 125 inch deer.
Yeah, I ain't passing that deer ever.
I ain't passing that
that's-
deer. That deer's
ever.
getting it. That deer's
Yeah, I
getting
mean,
it.
but that's what I'm saying is like, you got a 7-day hunt in Connecticut. You can shoot deer like that, and it being so small too. I think that's something that can help y'all.
Well,
Or
you know
that
what?
does help y'all.
You know what I'm saying is if you come from Mississippi and then you're here in Connecticut, we could pull some Mississippi stuff here in Connecticut, and then you're definitely going to go home with a 130.
Oh, you talking about like nighttime deer? Nighttime.
I mean, whatever it takes. Some Mississippi stuff is what I said.
Yeah, we're going 0 dark 30.
Yeah.
I got what you're saying. I got
All
what
right.
you're saying.
We're all on the same
Yeah.
page.
Yeah.
Honestly, where the real fun is in New England, we might have to edit this part out too. It's the turkey hunting.
It's the turkey hunt, bub.
Because the states are so small, you can skip states real quick. So you can bang out like Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts in like a weekend.
You can get New Hampshire and Maine in there if you want to.
All right. I have a Mississippi education from high school or all the way K through 12 and even college. I graduated from Mississippi State. So, and half of that was Quizlet. So tell me what encompasses the New England states.
Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut.
New York. Well, New York part. Well,
New York.
yeah,
New York's
New York.
not New England.
No.
It's the Northeast.
So what are you saying you could knock out in a weekend?
Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, for
no
sure.
problem. 3 states.
You talking about a bird? You talking about a bird each?
We can kill a bird each in probably 3 days.
Good Lord, man!
And if you make it 5 days, I bet you we can make it to Maine.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I told my buddies in South Dakota, I was like, I'd love to have y'all down, but at the same time, I would hate to have y'all down because, like, they're used to getting up every morning and picking out which bird they want to go after. Picking out how hard do we want to make this hunt or how easy do we want to make this hunt, and it's like, down here, I feel like that's the worst thing ever is when somebody comes hunting with me because I'm like, man, hey, look, you need to know going into this that we may not even hear a bird.
That's the worst.
Yeah, that's
3 days,
tough.
5 days here, we may seriously not even hear a bird. Okay, and we're going to hunt all day. So, yeah.
If you had private land here, you could definitely, if you was here for 5 days, I could almost guarantee you're going to fill 3 of them tags. If you were here for 5 days, you could fill 3 bird tags in Connecticut if you had private land. If you're hunting public land, I think you could do it on public, but I think it'll be a little bit harder, right? You're going to be in birds
edit this out.
all day.
Please edit all that out, dude. Y'all going to ruin that state. Oh, my God.
Listen, come on up. Come and do it. There's more public land up here for everybody, and I'm telling you right now, if you know what you're doing, you're going to kill
already
birds.
Jack, Trent, because we open out of all those New England states, we open first. So all those other states come here for the first 3 days because we're the only ones open.
Yeah.
There's more staters here.
When's y'all's opening?
Like
April
last
27th.
Wednesday in April, so like April 24, 25, 26, something like that.
Dude, when does y'all's season end?
Like last week of May.
Last week of May, and then if we go north, we can hunt into June.
In Maine.
Oh, I've always wanted to kill a June bird.
There's only 2 places to do it: Maine and Michigan.
Maine and Michigan. It's crazy.
Yeah. We probably gonna have to talk further about this.
Not on the podcast.
Getting up there, I ain't afraid of driving because you hear what I'm telling you. Like I'm leaving after church on Sunday going to Iowa. So, hey, I had a 6-speed Tacoma too.
Ooh.
Now, you talking killer. I had the manual, son. All right. I killed a rattlesnake out the window of that Tacoma with a 38 special one night. Yes, sir.
What the old snake loads?
Oh, dude. Hey, look. Y'all think I'm kidding. I'll show you.
I believe you.
Dude, this thing was huge. We cooked this thing. It was awesome. But, yeah.
Is he showing us a video?
I think he's showing us.
No, I was going to show you the picture of the rattlesnake that I killed that night. We were riding the refuge Probably shouldn't say that. Here it is.
Some Mississippi stuff. It comes out now.
No, I look
We're
like
an hour and 30
skinhead,
into
too.
it.
Does
Oh
a
my
rattlesnake's eye
God.
shine with the spotlight?
Look at that thing.
That's a big snake.
Wow.
Oh, dude, shot it with a 38 special right out the window, and then 2 days later we were eating that joker. Put a little Tony's on its back, grilled it. Oh man, it's good. Oh yeah.
Trent, this has been an absolute blast. We cannot appreciate you enough for jumping on. I don't think it'll be the last time. I think it's going to be some type of turkey camp up here in Connecticut. We're going to have some headsets on. Thank you.
Hey, that sounds good.
Thank you very much for this. But before we let you cut you loose, we ask everybody one last question, and we want to know, Trent, what drives you outdoors? And not your dang old manual Toyota, okay? We already knew that.
What drives me?
What
to get
drives you,
outdoors?
man? Like what grinds you? I mean, what gets you going?
I really. This is gonna sound super cheesy, but I think it's the truth. It's just who I am. Being outdoors and hunting in general is so much a part of who I am. I mean, I have no specific reason on why I do what I do or why I love what I love, but just ever since I was 9 years old, holding a 243, having my foot on the belly of a spike that I had just killed, taking 20 different pictures, like a dadgum, Civil War soldier, like just sitting there.
I was wondering.
Ever since then, it has just been, it's just been me, I don't know why. I don't know why God's geared me the way he has to love hunting and the outdoors so much. But I mean, I don't know what else I would do. I really don't. It's just who I am, brother. I can't change it.
Nope. I think it's what keeps us all together and all in one group is we all have that same drive. We still have that same ambition, and we all love the outdoors.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Well, guys, hey, I appreciate y'all having me on. It's been a blast, and y'all just prepare yourselves. I'll find you. You don't even need to send me an address. I'll just show up there in the spring. Be like, oh crap, there's Trent, and I'll be like, yeah, I've been looking for you. I've been riding around for a week, but I'm here. Let's go shoot a bird. So, yeah.
Just remember, the new 2 is the number 10. So thank you, Trent, and for everybody else, thanks for taking the ride right here on the Outdoor Drive.